Hi guys, it's Lynn here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Now today guys, we've got another bit of a plant disaster. And this time it's our Hoodia succulent plant. And this is the time of year, obviously it's winter time and things happen sometimes. Now I have no idea what on earth has gone wrong with this Hoodia plant because I've had it for a few years. And I got up this morning, checked all my plants in my office as normal, and I noticed this plant was sort of one of the branches was sort of leaning over. That's strange, so I touched it, it was all wobbly. And look guys, look what I discovered. Look, the dreaded rot, as you can see there, black rot. And when I moved it, you can clearly see that's wobbly there. And this one here as well, very wobbly. This was firm in the pot. That doesn't look like there's anything wrong with it, but when I touch it, it is a bit squashy there. And that you can clearly see the black rot. And when I press it, it's soft. I'll just show you. Hansi's doing a fantastic job filming behind the camera there. And Hansi's going to be doing the emergency operation on this because he's going to have to use his scalpel. And so, you know, luckily I think that I've got this in the very, very early stages. It's lucky I noticed because this plant is normally like that in the window. And this morning it was sort of like that leaning over. And I thought it'd just been knocked. And obviously you can clearly see there, it's rotting at the base. And as I say, I don't know what on earth has happened because it's overwintering. I haven't given this plant a scrap of water at all since the fall, autumn time. So it's not rotting because it's overwatered. It's been kept dry and it's overwintered warm because Hoodia are from the Stapelia former family. And they usually can tolerate quite low temperatures if they're quite dry. But this particular one we keep indoors to overwinter. And we keep it dry and at a minimum temperature. I mean, my office, which is also my grow room, is centrally heated, it's warm, so it's definitely not down to cold temperatures, humidity or dampness. So I really don't know what's happened. Possibly there could have been a problem with the roots and it's caused root rot. But sometimes, as you say, you do everything right with plants and SHIT happens. And, you know, it's just one of these things. And I want to film this video so if this happens to your Hoodia succulent or even one of your Stapelias, it's part of the Stapelia family, or any other type of succulent plant, you'll sort of know what to do. Now, Hansi, my wonderful fiance, who is behind the camera filming me today, if you're not familiar with my wonderful fiance Hansi's channel, do go over and subscribe. A family of cacti and other beauties, links up above. And Hansi knows, and other you guys who watch my channel knows I'm sort of scared of using scalpel knives. I'm okay with pruning shears, other types of knives, but scalpels terrify me. And this, I think, is going to be better to be cut back with a scalpel. And because of that, I'm going to get Hansi, my wonderful fiance, to actually do the operation process. So guys, my apologies for not doing this myself, but I'm scared of scalpels. But hopefully you'll know what to do if this, hopefully not, but if ever that happened to any of your plants. And what I'm going to be doing now is taking the camera over from Hansi and I'm going to be filming him doing the emergency save on this poor plant. There you go, there's Hansi, the plant surgeon.
Yeah, let's see here now. Yeah, as you can see, it's very. Yeah, you see
how
this looks like, yeah. So we have to take away that first, see here. All right, I got it.
I have made many...
I take up here, so if it's free, I don't have to clean it again. I have cleaned this scalpel with
always
alcohol.
Use a clean knife or scalpel, guys.
I take it up here and see how it looks like. I love this plant. It's beautiful.
It has gorgeous flowers in the spring and summer. And if you want to know what the flowers are like on this plant, I'll put links up above also.
It's infected there.
Yeah, it's still got, see the core is completely...
Take it higher. I clean this scalpel again there.
Yeah. So. Now, as you can see there's the black, the ring, which is the core inside the plant that's still black. And what you have to do is make sure you cut above that, so this is completely green and there's no sign of rot. So we have to keep going further and further up until it's clean, because if we left that, obviously the rot is going to continue to grow.
Yeah.
Or spread, I should say. And I have made many videos on how to save rotting cacti and succulents over the years because, as I say, sometimes you do everything you know is right and this just happens. So I'll link them videos also at the end of this video on the cards.
I think I cut this so I can be free to work out here.
Yeah, and that can also be treated as a cutting.
With me?
100%.
All right, yeah.
So there we go. That branch then can be took as a cutting. Hopefully it's on there.
Anyhow, this is.
Oh, that's
this
clean.
Is okay.
Yeah, that's great. So we've got a cutting anyway there. As I say,
that is totally healthy.
That's great news. So there we go. We've got the one cutting there, guys. And hope you like this little paper towel here with all the cacti on. So that's good. That's going to be left to callus over. Yeah, still.
What do you think of this? Is this just woody or is it rot?
It's difficult to say. There's no brown as such, but I would still go a little bit above to be on the safe side.
The brownish.
Yeah,
so try to again and again.
It's important, obviously, when you cut the rot out, you leave enough of the plant left so it can callus over. I think that's pretty good because it's normal for the actual core itself to be darker.
Yeah.
There's no sign of brown there, so I think that's all the rot cut out.
Because this is an old plant.
Yes.
I think it's 5-6 years.
Yeah, it is.
Or
yes.
7 even.
Yeah, probably more than that because I've had it some years.
And it can be these wooden buildings of the older.
Yeah.
Because what you see there is no wooden.
No.
Because it's a young.
Yeah, very good point.
So yeah, I can clean up around here. So.
Because it's natural for the core inside the middle of this type of succulent, and also with cacti plants as well. You often get the core that's darker in the middle. As long as there's no the brown rot.
Shall we take it like that?
I think so.
And we
can
have
treat that
here.
then as a cutting. So we've got them two cuttings there.
Poor plant, I feel so sorry.
As I say, the core is the older part. This is the newer branch, obviously, so it hasn't got the core. But we've got two saved.
And here you see it's up here, so I have to
the
free
black.
this one.
Yes.
I clean this again. Can you continue talking?
No, it's just a little bit of information here. It is important, as I say, when you're doing multiple cuts on trying to save succulents and cacti, in between each cut, clean the knife, either with alcohol or boiling water, so it's completely clean, because obviously we've cutting off rot and things, and then you go to cut above there, you're going to spread one tiny bacteria on that, or virus would just spread again into the clean growth, so that's what you don't want to do. And, as I say, I've made multiple videos on how to save a cactus from rot and other succulent plants, so do check them videos out. Links will be at the end of this video on the end screens and on the very end of the video, so check that out, guys. Because if you grow cacti and succulents, doesn't matter how good of a grower you are, there's going to be time that this happens, and as I say, I have no idea why this has happened, because we've not done anything wrong as far as I know. So yep, look at that.
And there you see the wooden again.
Yeah, that's great. Healthy cutting.
I think so, yeah.
I think that looks great.
Yeah.
And when you take cuttings, whether it's for propagation or whether it's saving plants, as in this case, with cacti and succulents, it's really important that you allow them to fully form a callus before you pop them into soil. Obviously, this is the wrong time of year now in winter to do this, but we have to do it as it's an emergency. If you just put them, if you put that straight into soil now, it would just rot, carry on rotting, or just new rot would form. So, probably going to leave these probably for a few weeks, and then pot up in totally dry soil, and then not give a scrap of water till the spring, and it will have a chance then to form roots and put them under the grow lights as well to encourage it. So there we go. Auntie doing a great job.
See?
There's there's,
it's still up here.
yeah, see there's the rot there. See, that's the difference between the normal core there and the rot
again.
there. So clean the knife again. It's really important, because if you just cut above again now, whoever clean of a cut that is, that tiny bit of virus bacteria can then spread onto the new tissue. So hopefully shared a few tips on here. if you have to do this emergency on any of your plants.
I want to dry it up because the plant don't like alcohol.
Alcohol, no.
As humans do.
I'll just clean the scalpel with alcohol, but just want to let it dry now in between the cuts. You see, I'm scared of scalpels, you see. And although I could have used a knife, it is better and a cleaner cut with this type of scalpel. Actually has a lovely smell. Still rot, yep. So I have to go further up again.
High.
It's a shame. I mean, at least we do have these cuttings, so that's a bit of a relief in itself. But
good that you saw it before.
I know, and I noticed it this morning.
Early.
So and if I hadn't have noticed it, this would have spread up within 2-3 days, and then the plant would all be gone. So we do check our plants every day.
Up here.
Yeah, as I say.
Yeah, it's better, but a little bit
still there. Yeah, but much better. I think it's gonna be okay. I think the next cut should be okay there. Oh, we're getting there. And as I say, if you want to see what this Hoodia looks like when it's flowering, it's quite an unusual flower. Very beautiful, but unusual. So do check that video out of the flower. As I say, links will be up above to that.
Yeah.
Smells almost like a cucumber, the smell. It smells lovely, actually, but hopefully, fingers crossed, this will be it now.
Hope this is the last cut.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Almost. This is a little bit.
Yeah.
There, yeah.
But there is.
Yeah, that's good. So.
Clean again.
We're nearly there, guys. I think the biggest problem is if when you've got the rot and you keep cutting back and you see more rot, and then you're only left with a tiny bit, and there's not enough energy left in that tiny bit of cutting to survive before it has a chance to form roots. But
this black spot there, what do you think?
Yeah, is that a black spot, is it? It's interesting how that's on the stem, yeah. Let's check it's not a bit of the soil. Oh, it's just a bit of soil.
Right,
that's good, what a relief.
This says a lot on my eyes. All right, we try again. Shall I take up this a little bit first? There and then take this again there, over there. Yes.
Yes, there we go.
There we have it.
Clean. Yeah, that's great. There we go.
And then I used to do this,
Yeah, good to.
Because the roots will come around the central cylinder. So
yeah.
I think this is, as you see, like that.
That's fantastic. Yeah,
and
look at that, nice and clean.
Around there, yeah. So,
brilliant.
What do you think, Lynn?
That's fantastic. There you go. Now, I say that was the original plant when I first got it, and these were all the branches that formed off it. Now, pretty sure that one's okay, but we will still keep an eye on that while it's callousing over. If it happened to be any rot left in that, it would go in days. Cutting, it will continue very quick, so we'll continue cutting. But I think that's just the old part of the original core.
It would be lovely if we could save those.
Yes, yeah.
3 shootings there, so yeah. Yeah.
On these. So what we're going to do now, as I say, that's it cut. And what we're going to be putting these is in a bright spot, but away from direct sun. Obviously in a warm spot without any signs of damp or anything like that. It's important that it dries up. And we can probably cover this, probably put a bit of cinnamon powder on the end of this, or we could just leave it. I think at the moment, it's not like sometimes with cacti they can be very wet inside, but this isn't too damp looking, so I think it's going to be okay like that. But we're going to let this callus over now, probably for the rest of the winter. And as I say, in a shady, bright spot away from direct sun and in a warm spot. And then in the spring, upright, yeah, we're going to actually probably, once this is calloused, put it into probably a cardboard tube, not any soil, and then it may even still send out roots before it's potted up. But then we're going to pot the cuttings up then in the springtime, probably from mid-March onwards. So stay tuned for future update on these cuttings when we actually do pot them up. So thank you so much for watching, guys, and hopefully this doesn't happen to your plant, but if it does, hopefully you know what to do. And a big thank you to Hansi for filming. Now, I decided to put some cinnamon powder on the cuts after all, just to be on the safe side, because obviously I mentioned that I wasn't going to do it, but in this case I'm going to put up to be on the safe side, just a bit of cinnamon powder, but it's completely optional if you want to do that. But I decided to do that just as a bit of an antiviral and prevention against any possible fungal attack while it's callousing over. So there you go, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And if you want to know a little bit more on how to grow cacti and succulents, then please do check out my website, desertplantsofavalon.com. And don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell. And thank you all, guys, for all your support. And a big thumbs up to Hansi for filming.
Thank you.
I want to send you loads of love, heaps of happiness, and tons of plant power from across the Emerald Isle. And until the next video, bye.